This molecule has been praised as a miracle, yet it's the hidden reason countless health journeys fail before they even begin. You think you're choosing the healthy option, but a simple mistake in how you use it could be sabotaging your body's most critical defense systems from the inside out. You absolutely must watch until the end, because the final protocol I'll share is the key to unlocking its true power, and 99% of people who miss it will remain trapped in a cycle of metabolic confusion for life. Molecular deception. Before we can even begin to understand how to use this tool, we have to look at what it truly is. We call it xylitol, but I want you to think of it as a form of molecular deception. It's a masterful illusion played on your body, from your tongue all the way down to the deepest parts of your gut. On the surface, it tastes sweet. Your brain registers pleasure, a sense of reward, almost identical to that of sugar. This is the first level of deception. Your taste receptors are tricked by its chemical structure. But beneath this sweet facade lies a profound biological secret, a difference that your body's own systems and the trillions of bacteria living within you cannot ignore. You see, regular table sugar or sucrose is a 6-carbon molecule. Your body has evolved over millennia to recognize this structure. It has precise keys, enzymes, that fit this 6-carbon lock perfectly, breaking it down for rapid energy. It's a simple, ancient transaction. Xylitol, on the other hand, is a 5-carbon sugar alcohol, just 1 carbon different, but in the world of biochemistry, that single carbon changes everything. It's like a key that looks almost identical to the original. It fits in the lock, it even turns part of the way, but it ultimately fails to open the door. This molecular mimicry is the source of all of xylitol's power and all of its potential danger if misunderstood. When it lands on your tongue, it's sweet. When you swallow it, your digestive system expects a flood of energy. Your microbiome expects a feast. But the feast never truly arrives in the way they anticipate. This is not just a passive substitute, it is an active biological modulator. It sends signals, it changes environments, it starves certain organisms while potentially feeding others. And this is the critical insight that most people miss. They treat xylitol like inert, sweet dust. They sprinkle it on their food thinking it's a free pass, a cheat code for health. They have no idea that they are introducing a powerful bioactive compound into their internal ecosystem, a key that doesn't quite fit. And in doing so, they are initiating a cascade of events that can either fortify their body's defenses or, if used incorrectly, create chaos. Understanding this deception is the first step. You must respect what it is, a biological messenger disguised as a simple sweetener. The reason this molecular structure is so central to our story is that it dictates every single interaction xylitol has with your body. From the moment it enters your mouth, this 5-carbon structure begins to fundamentally alter the local environment. Let's start with your oral microbiome, the bustling city of bacteria living in your mouth. One of the primary villains in this environment, the key architect of cavities, is a bacterium called Streptococcus mutans. This bacterium's entire life cycle is built around consuming 6-carbon sugars. It eats sugar, digests it, and excretes acid as a waste product. It is this acid that demineralizes your tooth enamel, creating the microscopic pits that eventually become cavities. This process is simple, efficient, and devastatingly effective for the bacterium. Now, imagine you introduce xylitol. The Streptococcus mutans sees something sweet and, driven by its programming, eagerly consumes it. But this is where the molecular deception becomes a powerful weapon in your favor. The bacterium takes the 5-carbon xylitol molecule inside its cell wall, ready to metabolize it for energy. The problem is, it doesn't have the right enzymatic machinery. It has the tools for a 6-carbon sugar, not a 5-carbon sugar alcohol. It's like a factory assembly line receiving the wrong part. The machinery grinds to a halt. The bacterium expends precious energy to bring this xylitol molecule inside, only to discover it cannot process it. It gets stuck. The bacterium tries again and again, pulling in more and more xylitol, effectively filling its stomach with indigestible material. It is, quite literally, starved to death from the inside out, all while thinking it is feasting. This is not just about avoiding feeding the bad guys. It's about actively, methodically eliminating them from the ecosystem. This singular mechanism is what makes xylitol an entirely different class of compound from sweeteners like aspartame or sucralose, which are essentially inert in the oral cavity. Xylitol is a proactive force, an agent of change that shifts the very balance of power in your mouth. And as we will soon see, the balance of power in your mouth is deeply connected to the resilience of your entire body. Oral fortress. Your mouth is not just the gateway to your digestive system, it is the first wall of your body's castle. It is a critical immune boundary, and its health dictates so much more than just the absence of cavities. I want you to reframe how you think about dental health. Stop thinking about it as merely an issue of cosmetics or preventing toothaches. Your oral microbiome is the front line, the first defensive garrison that determines which microbes, which inflammatory signals, and which threats are allowed to proceed deeper into your body. When this fortress is compromised, when the walls are breached, the consequences are systemic. Chronic inflammation in the gums, known as gingivitis or periodontitis, is not a localized problem. The pathogenic bacteria and the inflammatory proteins they create can enter your bloodstream through the rich network of blood vessels in your gum tissue. And this is where the science gets truly astounding. We now have overwhelming evidence linking poor oral health to a terrifying list of chronic diseases. Cardiovascular disease is a prime example. The same inflammatory markers and even the specific bacterial strains found in dental plaque have been found in the atherosclerotic plaques that clog arteries and lead to heart attacks and strokes. The connection is direct. The inflammation that starts in your mouth does not stay in your mouth. It travels. It seeds new fires throughout your body. We see similar links with metabolic health, where chronic oral inflammation can contribute to insulin resistance, making it harder for your body to manage blood sugar. It's been linked to rheumatoid arthritis, respiratory infections, and even neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. The integrity of your oral fortress is paramount to your long-term health. It is the gatekeeper, and using xylitol correctly is one of the most powerful ways to strengthen this gatekeeper and ensure the guards at the gate are on your side. This is where we move from theory to action with our first protocol. I call it the Oral Fortress Protocol. This is not about simply chewing a piece of xylitol gum. That's a passive, almost accidental approach. We are going to be strategic. The goal is to use xylitol as a therapeutic agent to systematically reshape your oral microbiome in your favor. Here is how you do it correctly. You will need 100% pure xylitol, either in crystalline or powdered form. The first step, ideally done in the morning after you wake up before brushing your teeth, is to take about half a teaspoon of xylitol and place it directly in your mouth. Don't swallow it. Your goal is to let it dissolve in your saliva. As it dissolves, it will create a sweet, slightly cool solution. Now you swish. Vigorously swish this solution around your mouth for a minimum of 2 to 3 minutes. And if you can, work up to 5 minutes. This is critical. Time is your ally here. You need to ensure this xylitol-rich saliva reaches every single crevice, every surface of your teeth, and all along your gum line. As you are swishing, that molecular deception we talked about is happening in real time across your entire oral cavity. The cavity-causing bacteria, S. mutans, are eagerly absorbing this xylitol, initiating their own self-destruction. But something else remarkable is happening. Xylitol is non-fermentable, which means it doesn't produce acid. In fact, it does the opposite. By stimulating saliva production, it helps to buffer the pH in your mouth, making it more alkaline. Saliva is your body's natural tooth-protecting fluid, rich in minerals like calcium and phosphate. In a more alkaline environment, these minerals are more easily redeposited back into your enamel, a process called remineralization. So you are simultaneously starving the bad bacteria and creating the perfect environment to strengthen and repair your teeth. After you've swished for several minutes, you spit it out. Do not rinse with water immediately. Allow that thin layer of xylitol-infused saliva to remain on your teeth for as long as possible. Performing this protocol once or twice a day consistently is how you go from passively using a sweetener to actively building an oral fortress. It's a fundamental shift in strategy that pays dividends far beyond a bright smile. Gut garden, once you swallow, our story travels from the fortress of the mouth down into the sprawling, complex world of the gut. I often ask people to imagine their gut microbiome not as a collection of germs, but but as a vibrant, teeming rainforest or a carefully tended garden. This ecosystem contains trillions of organisms, both bacteria and fungi, that collectively contain more genetic information than your own human DNA. They are not passive passengers. They are active partners in your health, helping you digest food, synthesizing critical vitamins, training your immune system, and even influencing your mood and cognitive function through the gut-brain axis. The health of this garden is everything. And just like any garden, the key to its vitality is what you choose to fertilize. Some fertilizers help the beautiful flowers and nourishing vegetables to thrive, while others encourage the relentless growth of weeds that choke out the life you want to cultivate. Xylitol in this context is a very specific type of fertilizer. When xylitol arrives in your small intestine, it continues its journey largely undigested. Unlike glucose, which is rapidly absorbed into the bloodstream, the human body lacks the specific transporters to efficiently absorb xylitol. A small amount may be passively absorbed, but the vast majority travels onward to the large intestine, where the bulk of your gut bacteria reside. Here it becomes a food source, a prebiotic. But this is the critical point that requires careful understanding. It is not a universal prebiotic. It doesn't feed all bacteria equally. The science here is still emerging, but initial studies suggest that xylitol can selectively promote the growth of certain beneficial bacteria while potentially inhibiting others. It appears to shift the balance of the garden. For example, some research indicates it might discourage the growth of certain Clostridia species, which can be problematic in high numbers, while favoring other strains that produce beneficial short-chain fatty acids like butyrate. Butyrate is a superstar molecule. It's the primary fuel source for the cells lining your colon. It has powerful anti-inflammatory properties, and it helps maintain the integrity of your gut lining, preventing what is commonly known as leaky gut. However, the fact that it is not easily absorbed is also the source of its most common side effect, and the reason so many people use it incorrectly and give up. Because it remains in the gut, it has an osmotic effect. This means it draws water into the colon. It's the same principle that makes prune juice a laxative. If you consume too much xylitol too quickly before your gut garden has adapted, this influx of water will lead to bloating, gas, and diarrhea. This isn't a sign that xylitol is bad for you. It's a sign that the dose was incorrect for the current state of your ecosystem. It's like overwatering a plant. The intention might be good, but the result is a drowned root system. The correct use of xylitol for your gut health is not about flooding the system. It's about a gentle, methodical cultivation, providing just enough of this unique fertilizer to encourage the right shifts without overwhelming the garden. And this requires a specific protocol. This brings us to our second habit, the gut titration protocol. Titration is a term from chemistry that means gradually adding one solution to another until a desired reaction is achieved. We are going to apply that same careful, measured principle to your gut. This is the antidote to the all-or-nothing approach that causes so many people distress. If you are new to xylitol, or if you've experienced digestive upset from it in the past, you do not start with a tablespoon in your coffee. You begin with an amount that is almost guaranteed to be tolerated. Start with a single half teaspoon, which is roughly 2 grams per day. Have this one dose, perhaps mixed into a beverage or yogurt, and then stop. For the next 3 to 4 days, you do nothing but observe. How does your body feel? Is there any mild gurgling, any change in your digestion? For most people, this small amount will go unnoticed. If you feel perfectly fine after a few days, you can increase the dose, but you do not double it. You add another half teaspoon. So now, you are taking 1/2 teaspoon in the morning and another in the afternoon, for a total of 1 teaspoon, about 4 grams per day. Again, you hold at this level for another 3 to 4 days, letting your gut microbiome adapt. The bacteria in your gut are remarkably dynamic. They can shift their populations in response to a new food source within days. You are giving them that time to adjust. You are slowly training your garden to handle this new fertilizer. You continue this slow incremental process, adding just a half teaspoon every few days while paying close attention to your body's feedback. Your tolerance level is unique to you. The goal is to find your personal threshold. For many people, a total daily intake of anywhere from 10 to 20 grams, spread throughout the day, is perfectly manageable and provides the prebiotic benefits without the osmotic distress. Some people might tolerate more, some less. The key is to throw away the scooper and adopt the mindset of a chemist. Be precise, be patient, and listen to the signals your body is sending you. This is how you transform xylitol from a potential gut irritant into a powerful ally for cultivating a healthy inner garden. Metabolic shield. Perhaps the most celebrated reason people turn to xylitol is its remarkably gentle effect on blood sugar and insulin. This is where xylitol transitions from a microbiome modulator to a powerful tool for building what I call a metabolic shield. In our modern world, we are under constant metabolic siege. Our bodies are relentlessly bombarded by processed foods, hidden sugars, and refined carbohydrates that send our blood glucose on a volatile roller coaster. Every time you consume traditional sugar, your blood glucose spikes. In response, your pancreas releases a flood of the hormone insulin. Insulin's job is to unlock your cells, allowing them to take in that glucose for energy, thereby lowering your blood sugar back to a safe level. This system is a lifesaver, but constant, high-level activation of this system, day after day, leads to disaster. Your cells become deaf to insulin's knock, a condition we call insulin resistance. The pancreas is forced to shout louder, producing even more insulin to get the job done. This vicious cycle of high glucose and high insulin is the metabolic dysfunction that underlies so many chronic diseases. Type 2 diabetes, obesity, cardiovascular disease, and even certain cancers which we now know can feed on sugar. Building a metabolic shield is about breaking this cycle. It's about protecting your body from these damaging glycemic spikes and giving your insulin system a much-needed rest. This is where xylitol's molecular deception provides an extraordinary benefit. Because your body absorbs it so slowly and poorly from the small intestine, and because the small amount that is absorbed is metabolized in the liver largely independent of insulin, it does not cause that same dramatic spike in blood glucose. Let's put this into numbers using the glycemic index, GI, a scale that measures how quickly a food raises blood sugar. Pure glucose is the benchmark with a GI of 100. Table sugar, sucrose, has a GI of around 65. Xylitol, by contrast, has a glycemic index of approximately 7. It is a mere whisper compared to the shout of sugar. This single fact has profound implications. By strategically using xylitol, you can decouple sweetness from the metabolic chaos of sugar. You can enjoy a taste you love without activating the hormonal emergency alarm. Imagine your pancreas, which has been working overtime for years, suddenly getting a day off. Imagine your cells, which have become numb to the constant cry of insulin, finally having a chance to reset and regain their sensitivity. This is not about a quick fix or a hack. This is about a long-term strategy to reduce the overall glycemic load on your body. Every time you choose xylitol over sugar, in your coffee, in your baking, in your yogurt, you are making a conscious deposit into your metabolic health account. You are reinforcing your shield, making it a little bit stronger, a little more resilient against the daily onslaught of modern foods. This allows your body's own powerful systems of metabolic defense to recalibrate, to heal, and to function as they were originally designed. This leads us to the third crucial practice, the sugar swap protocol. This protocol is about intelligent substitution, not deprivation. It's about systematically identifying the biggest sources of sugar in your diet and replacing them with xylitol in a way that is sustainable and enjoyable. The first step is to become a sugar detective. For 1 week, I want you to honestly track your intake of added sugars. Don't judge, just observe. Where is it coming from? Is it the 2 teaspoons in your morning coffee, the sweetened yogurt, the teriyaki sauce at dinner, the late-night cookie? Most people are absolutely shocked to discover how much sugar has stealthily infiltrated their daily diet. Once you have identified your top 2 or 3 sugar hotspots, you begin the swap. Let's start with beverages, as they are often the easiest and most impactful place to begin. If you sweeten your coffee or tea, replace the sugar or syrup 1-for-1 with xylitol. Xylitol has a similar level of sweetness to sugar, making the transition seamless for your palate. Do this for a week. The next week, tackle your breakfast. If you eat sweetened oatmeal or yogurt, buy the plain, unsweetened version and add your own xylitol to taste. along with berries for natural sweetness and fiber. This single change can eliminate a huge bolus of morning sugar that sets off the blood sugar roller coaster for the entire day. The third phase is to move into cooking and baking. Xylitol is heat stable and can be used as a one-to-one replacement for sugar in most recipes. Start with something simple, like a muffin or a quick bread. Notice how you can achieve the same delicious result without the metabolic penalty. The sugar swap protocol is about incremental, strategic changes. It's not about declaring a war on all things sweet. It's about exchanging a metabolically damaging ingredient for a bioactive tool that supports your body's defenses. By doing this, you are not just eating less sugar, you are actively lowering inflammation, improving insulin sensitivity, and fortifying your metabolic shield with every single bite. Hidden dangers. In our journey to understand any powerful tool, we must be as rigorous in examining its potential risks as we are in celebrating its benefits. A balanced scientific perspective demands transparency, and with xylitol, there are critical considerations and hidden dangers that you absolutely must be aware of. To ignore them would be irresponsible. We have to talk about where xylitol comes from, and we must address the most serious safety warning associated with its use, one that is a true life or death matter. It is this willingness to look at the complete picture that separates true health wisdom from wishful marketing. First, let's discuss its origin. Xylitol is often marketed as a natural sweetener, and it is. It's found in small amounts in many fruits and vegetables, like berries, cauliflower, and mushrooms. Your own body even produces small quantities during normal metabolic processes. However, the commercial xylitol you buy in a bag is not harvested from berries. It is manufactured through an industrial process. The most common sources for this process are birch bark or, increasingly, corn cobs. The raw plant material is treated to extract a substance called xylan, which is then hydrolyzed into xylose. Finally, this xylose is hydrogenated, a chemical process involving a catalyst like nickel to create xylitol. While the end molecule is identical to the one found in nature, it's important to understand this manufacturing reality. For most people, this is not a concern. The final product is highly purified. However, for those with a corn allergy or sensitivity, the source matters greatly. If you have issues with corn, you must seek out xylitol that is specifically certified as being derived from birch. This is a crucial detail that is often hidden in the fine print. The second, and far more urgent danger, is xylitol's extreme toxicity to dogs. This is not a mild upset. It is a rapid, severe, and often fatal poisoning. It's a biological quirk of canine metabolism that every dog owner must understand. In the human body, xylitol does not trigger a significant insulin release. In a dog's body, the pancreas makes a catastrophic mistake. It misidentifies xylitol as a massive influx of pure glucose and releases a correspondingly massive, overwhelming surge of insulin. This causes the dog's blood sugar to plummet to dangerously low levels, a condition called hypoglycemia. This can happen within 30 to 60 minutes of ingestion and leads to weakness, staggering, collapse, seizures, and if left untreated, it can quickly lead to liver failure and death. The amount of xylitol required to cause this reaction is shockingly small. A single piece of xylitol-sweetened gum can be lethal for a small dog. Any product containing xylitol, from sugar-free peanut butter to mints to baked goods, must be treated with the same caution as you would a potent medication. It must be stored securely, out of reach, in a place where a curious pet could never ever access it. This danger cannot be overstated. Sharing a small bite of a muffin you baked with xylitol could be a fatal mistake. The lack of awareness around this specific toxicity is a tragedy that has claimed the lives of many beloved pets. This knowledge forms the basis of our fourth habit, the safety protocol. This is the simplest, yet arguably the most important protocol of them all. It has two primary rules. The first rule, know your source. Before you purchase xylitol, turn the package over, read the label. Does it specify its origin? Is it from birch or from corn? If you or a family member has a sensitivity to corn, this is non-negotiable. Choose birch-derived products exclusively. If you do not have a sensitivity, corn-derived xylitol is perfectly safe for human consumption, but the choice to support one agricultural source over another is a personal one. Being an informed consumer is the first step of safe and effective use. The second and most critical rule: practice absolute diligence for pet safety. If you have a dog in your home, or if a dog ever visits your home, you must implement a strict containment policy for all products containing xylitol. Treat it like a prescription drug. This means all xylitol sweeteners, gums, mints, and homemade baked goods must be stored in high cupboards or in containers that are impossible for a pet to open. It means being hyper-aware of your purse or backpack where a stray pack of gum might be hiding. It means educating every single person in your household, including children and visitors, about this specific danger. You must create a no-fly zone for xylitol around your pets. And if you suspect your dog has ingested even a tiny amount of xylitol, this is a medical emergency of the highest order. Do not wait for symptoms to appear. Contact your veterinarian or an emergency animal hospital immediately. Time is absolutely critical. The safety protocol isn't about biology or chemistry, it's about responsibility. Using xylitol empowers you to improve your health, but it also confers a profound responsibility to protect the vulnerable members of your family, including your pets. Systemic synergy. We have journeyed through the intricate landscapes of the body, from the mouth to the gut, and into the very heart of our metabolism. We have seen how xylitol is not a single action ingredient, but a multifaceted biological tool. Now it is time to ascend to a higher vantage point, to see how these seemingly separate protocols, oral, gut, metabolic, and safety, are not isolated strategies. They are interconnected pieces of a single elegant puzzle. Their true power is not found in isolation, but in their synergy. When you combine them, you are not just adding benefits, you are multiplying them. This is the ultimate goal: to create a cascade of positive effects that ripple through your entire system, reinforcing your body's health defenses from every possible angle. This is what it means to achieve systemic synergy. Think of it like this. By diligently following the Oral Fortress protocol, you are fundamentally changing the microbial environment in your mouth. You are reducing the population of acid-producing inflammatory bacteria. This isn't just about preventing cavities. It means you are swallowing a different set of signals, a different microbial population, with every single sip of water, with every bite of food, 24 hours a day. You are reducing the inflammatory burden at its source. This directly supports the gut garden protocol. A calmer, less inflamed starting point makes the gut's job easier. You are no longer seeding your gut with a constant stream of problematic oral bacteria that could potentially disrupt the delicate balance of your intestinal ecosystem. A healthy mouth is the first step toward a healthy gut. The two are in constant communication, a biological highway known as the oral gut axis. By fortifying the first city-state on this highway, you ensure that only friendly emissaries and healthy supplies are sent down the road. Now consider how this fortified gut garden, in turn, amplifies the effects of the metabolic shield protocol. A healthy, balanced gut microbiome is a metabolic powerhouse. The beneficial bacteria you cultivate with the careful titration of xylitol help to produce those incredible short-chain fatty acids like butyrate. These molecules don't just stay in the gut. They enter your bloodstream and act as signaling molecules throughout your body. They help to improve insulin sensitivity, making your cells more responsive to insulin's call. They help regulate appetite and reduce cravings by influencing hunger hormones like GLP-1. A gut that is thriving and in balance sends signals of safety and stability to the rest of your body, creating an internal environment that is naturally more resistant to blood sugar swings and metabolic stress. When you then apply the sugar swap protocol on top of this strong foundation, its effects are magnified. You are not just removing the metabolic threat of sugar, you are removing it from a system that is already primed for stability and efficiency. The synergy is profound. The fortified gut helps stabilize your metabolism, and a stable metabolism reduces the systemic inflammation that can harm both the gut and oral microbiomes. It is a virtuous, self-reinforcing cycle of health. Every correct action reinforces the next, building a resilient, integrated system of defense. This brings us to the final, most crucial insight I promised you at the beginning. The correct way to use xylitol is to stop seeing it as a sweetener at all. You must recategorize it in your mind. It is not a passive replacement for sugar. It is an active modulator of your body's ecosystems. It is a selective antimicrobial in your mouth. It is a targeted prebiotic in your gut. It is a glycemic stabilizer for your metabolism. It is a powerful tool that, like any tool, must be used with precision, understanding, and respect for its inherent risks. The mistake 99% of people make is thinking that swapping sugar for xylitol is the entire strategy. That's just step one. The real transformation happens when you understand the why behind its effects and apply the full synergistic protocol. You use the oral fortress protocol to rebuild your first line of defense. You use the gut titration protocol to carefully cultivate your inner garden. You use the sugar swap protocol to protect your metabolic machinery. And you do all of this under the constant vigilant umbrella of the safety protocol. This holistic approach is the secret. It's the difference between randomly sprinkling a little xylitol in your tea and hoping for the best versus architecting a comprehensive systemic upgrade to your body's core defense systems. This is how you move from a consumer to a biohacker, from someone who follows trends to someone who understands the underlying principles of their own biology. This is the correct way to use xylitol, not just as a way to avoid sugar, but as a catalyst to build a profoundly more resilient and vibrant state of health. It's time to stop chasing sweetness and start cultivating strength from within.